Hi, and welcome back to Off the Beaten Quests Campaign 1. We thank you so much again for choosing this D&D podcast. We know there's plenty out there, and you came back to us, and you've hopefully been doing that every week. Last we left our adventurers, they settled up their business in Hop Hills Village and made their way back to the Bloom Kingdom, and we left off as they were encroaching on the city as the sun was setting. We now rejoin this group as they are walking into the city. They've came through the city walls, and it is now very much nighttime. The city is very much kind of alive with its nightlife. The city has come alive with sprawling lanterns, lights of businesses, taverns, kind of creating almost like this picturesque skyline. You guys walk in through the city. There's some, people either heading home for the day or kind of just going out to enjoy the nightlife. What is it that you will all decide to do?
I kind of doubt the library is going to be open right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we want to go to the Emperor?
Sorry. Do you think he's still seeing people?
Maybe.
Because I figured we would see him and then just leave.
Oh, I don't
He'd
know
be
if
like
the
the last
castle has
stop.
hours.
I feel like the Emperor would keep hours, so he doesn't get 2 a.m. wake up calls for someone that wants to give him a loaf of bread as a gift.
That's true.
You also make a good point about maybe we should do library and then emperor, because I have a strong feeling we're going to get some answers at the library, but also questions.
This is true.
Well, then are people that need to go to a shrine want to do that? Most churches go later than...
Oh, yeah, we could go to the shrine and see.
I would think.
Is there any sign of an Ilea temple around?
So you would essentially need to go and check out I probably think the Shokunin district, or maybe, I would think the Shuri district, actually. Considering that's kind of where a lot of the hot springs and things that are kind of made for health and wellness and stuff.
Bath.
So some of you those that need to go to the shrine can go there. Some of you can go to kind of an onsen and enjoy that and recoup if you choose.
Onsen.
Yeah, I think I might hit the springs.
Yes.
Okay.
I will join you there. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of your worst enemy that's been attached to my hip.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
But if I don't smell like warm blueberry muffins tomorrow, don't complain.
Lukiel, Verity, where would you choose to go?
The library.
The library is closed. They're going to the onsen instead.
Shit.
Shriner.
Onsen. Onsen. Oh my god.
I think Verity might go with Ira.
You're going to go, okay?
Oh,
You go
yeah?
to the shrine? Okay.
I kind of want to go to the shrine, though.
Would the other option be the inn? Just going back to the
a
inn.
tavern, an inn, kind of going. The night is kind of yours essentially in this scenario. It's just a lot of businesses, like you guys have said. The library and the Emperor and stuff would essentially be kind of not. I don't want to say off limits, but they'd be kind of shut down for the evening. And
what time of day would it be?
Night.
Right now, it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh. Well, I've not eaten since breakfast, man. I'm going to a tavern to
true.
get some
We've
food.
been
Go
walking
to a
Oh
tavern
my
to get some
god, I'm
food,
probably
okay.
so hungry. Holy moly. Goodness.
Is there? I doubt there is, but are any magic shops open later? Probably not.
Not
Is there a
at
magical
least not
CVS?
around here. No,
Magical
unfortunately.
CVS.
No.
Magical Walgreens on
I
the
think
corner
a
of Happy
magical
and Healthy.
something.
Do we know if the springs offer beach, not beachside? What do you call it? The
Poolside?
poolside, yeah.
Poolside drinks.
Poolside service?
Dang.
Poolside
You-
services.
Living
You'd have
lavish.
to go find out.
For the champions?
I mean, yeah.
Lavish, man. I'm just
There's
trying
only
to...
one champion
Well,
Not
sorry.
poolside.
among us?
Heroes.
they're baths.
The heroes of
Springside.
That's what I
The
meant.
heroes of the Bloom Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I meant. Not champions. My bad.
Yeah, I guess I'll go see if the springs
So
have
Eliana's going to the
some
spring.
food
Dawn's
services,
going to the
too.
spring.
Don's going. Nina wants to go to the temple, but Dawn is. Yeah, she'll hear about it later.
Ira's going to go to the springs after the temple.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to the
Yeah.
temple. Lukiel is going to a tavern.
Sure am.
Jaxel will just accompany Lukiel just to kind of because other people
Boys
don't.
Night Part 3.
Boys night. You know what I'm saying? And Verity is going with Ira. So we're going
People
off in
that don't
pairs
want to
of
starve because we're hungry.
2. So pairs of 2 going to venture
Smart,
off into
smart.
this the evening of the Bloom Kingdom. Okay.
I will note that tomorrow I would like to go to a magical CVS. Dawn is tired, exhausted from getting her ass kicked all the time. She is too big for this shit.
Then
and
sleep
she's-
inside.
Shut up.
You need to go to like a spa or like a masseuse.
Well, that's where they're going.
Yeah.
That's where they're going. That's what the onsen
That's
is.
what
an onsen
An
is.
onsen
And
is like a hot spring
It's
spa.
like
Oh.
a hot spring bathhouse.
Yeah.
Well, do they have like masseuse?
They do
masseuse?
have masseuses.
Like masseuses.
You want to go?
There's only one way to
Masseuses.
find out. So Jackson and Lukiel kind of head off towards one of the taverns. Verity and Ira head off to find one of the temples. And Dawn and Elliana head off to the onsen.
We were walking all day.
I hope there's food there.
I got bit last night.
So
Yeah.
Lukiel, you head back to the Kodina Ichiba district, and that's where
Oh boy.
you find it's kind of like there's this district kind of lines, or at least part of it anyway, it stretches over to where the riverside is, and you head over to the one
Yes.
up in my notes. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's the Minato district. That's where the tavern is. It's the Lantern's Glow Tavern. It's the one that you guys had frequented the previous time you were here, so that's kind of why you know where to go.
Hey, was that the one where Dawn got caught in the water
No, that was on the
because
boat.
she like flew off the edge?
That,
That
was
was on
when
the boat.
Dawn
Okay.
disappeared, though. I think.
That was on the
Well,
Yakatavune, but
I
no.
think that was when Dawn disappeared, though.
Mm.
Yes, that was the
Yakatavune,
well, that was the inn next door to that one. That's where she disappeared.
Okay.
So
Cool.
you and Jax head to the Lantern's Glow Tavern.
Yes.
The Elliana and Dawn, you are heading to the Verdant Spring Onsen in the Shuri district, and Verity and Ira are heading to the essentially the the deity shrine that's in the Shuri district, and that is where we're going to start, is with Verity and Ira. So you find this essentially it's a large church, but it houses different like shrines and altars for different deities. There's very much a kind of a diverse level of worshiping that they cater to and things like that. There is very much like almost I would say a larger shrine for Nylea, just given that this is very like nature heavy part of the realm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy to identify which one is like Nylea's.
Mm-hmm.
So that's essentially where your kind of heading is going.
Mm-hmm.
Where, Verity, what are you looking for in this area? What draws you to the shrine?
I think Verity's just kind of interested in seeing what other like deities are
Okay.
out there. Because I feel like where she grew up, there wasn't.
We can give her.
Oh.
I feel like she hasn't seen like a whole lot.
Okay.
I feel like from where she lives, so definitely just a peak of interest.
Okay. So, Ira, you walk over to the Nylea shrine, and go give me a history check to see if you remember what you did at the shrine at the other village.
Can I use guidance or no?
You can guide yourself.
Okay. I needed that. 18.
Okay. You kind of remember the way you kind of knelt and kind of went into a meditative state to commune with Nylea.
Since Alyer is now with me and it's like completely like choosing to be there, she's gonna like put him like down.
Okay.
Not really gonna say anything, but like in my mind's eye as player, he just kind of just sits there calmly.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and then she takes the bag off, and then she like presents it as like an offering to.
The altar?
Yeah.
Okay. You kneel down, and as you kind of close your eyes to kind of go into this meditative state, you essentially you feel yourself slipping away.
Is this familiar?
Yes, it's familiar feeling, yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Verity, you're kind of walking around and you're looking at the different shrines to the different deities. There's some very like common known ones to like nature gods and different like the god of life, god of death. There's like kind of like paying a tribute to like almost kind of like a Dia de los Muertos kind of thing. Or those shrines, there people are very much like they kind of are paying homage or thanks to fallen loved ones. And there's a shrine for Haruyama, the cherry blossom dragon, that people are very akin to around. And there is a there's like a almost like a unicorn horse kind of deity that like centaurs and different equine people would kind of worship and pay homage to. So you're just kind of taking all these things in, and you're seeing a lot of different way people are offering things and kind of paying homage to a greater force than themselves. And I would think you would have a sense of intrigue at what you're seeing, but in the same sense, it's almost like a little bit of confusion, just given the relationship that you have with the kind of otherworldly things you've been exposed to. So it's a kind of almost like a resentment of, oh, this is a jovial level of worship. It's like people are almost feel like they have a good relationship with the gods or their way they're interacting with them. So, Ira, you fall into this meditative state, and you find yourself in kind of like an ancient like forest. It seems very familiar to that to which you've seen before. And you find yourself kind of in a large forest clearing, and Nylea, kind of as you come around this corner, you see her kneeling by a small brook, cleaning her hands. From the distance to which you kind of approach and how close you get, you see that she is, it seems like there's a red substance she's washing off of her hands. And the water itself is gaining a little bit of a red tint in the certain areas that her hands kind of submerge into.
Is she cleaning the head?
Essentially, she's wiping blood off of her hands, from what you would gather as you kind of approach. For those for posterity's sake, for our audience, Nylea is often depicted as a lithe, athletic figure with features that blend human and natural elements. Her skin is usually a deep, earthy green, reminiscent of the forest floor under dappled sunlight, with subtle leaf patterns or even small vines kind of entwining her limbs. Her hair flows long and wild, shifting in color to mirror the hues of the seasons, from the fresh green of spring to the fiery tones of autumn. Her eyes are a vibrant emerald, glinting with fierce yet gentle intensity. Her attire, she favors a simple, flowing garments of woven leaves and vines, or deer-hide tunics adorned with living flora, the tiny blooming flowers or creeping moss kind of making like a pattern on them. She sometimes wears a crown of antlers, kind of symbolizing her dominion over both prey and predator, so it's kind of like part of the hunt. And she's very much wearing these like things of animals in a ceremonious way, not in a like sporty or fashion way. It's just very much like a paying an homage to the animals to which that live within her domain. So you approach, and you see this is what she's doing in the water, and Nylea kind of turns like fully to see you and says, Welcome. It's good to see you again.
You're probably aware, but it is done.
I can tell. And she kind of gestures down, and you see the head sitting by the riverside, like at her feet. And you notice out of the corner of your eye, as you're even as you first had entered the forest, Warrior is sitting on your shoulder. Your connection with him and him as your companion has kind of attuned him to nature as well.
Yay. Is Halma, the lynx, anywhere to be seen in the area or no?
Not in this moment, no.
I wasn't sure if you needed proof. Probably not. But I got a little upset and used my friend's great axe to take his head and just wanted to provide it as assurance to you that it was completed.
Well, I appreciate your efforts, and to be quite honest, Thalorn being a champion of mine, he fell from my grace a long time ago when he stopped appreciating what it means to be a champion of mine, as well as changing the nature to which he views the world.
That was kind of my main question. What does that mean for you to be your champion? I know what it means to be a follower, but what does that mean? What are the expectations, I suppose?
I mean, the same. I mean, not to be quite literal, but you champion the things that I hold as values, and your values of your oath to the world and to me. You continue to keep those the morality you have and how it aligns with my morality and the way I see the world, that you stay true to that.
But, evil people are okay, right? I can kill evil people, that's fine.
Well, of course, if anything, those who have upset the balance of the world have upset the balance of nature, and to which becomes unnatural, therefore making sense to carry out that.
Symbiotic relationships.
These sound familiar. I'm not there.
So, a thing happened after Daylorn's death of this almost nightmarish sequence of events, and there was one of them where one of my companions I'm traveling with was being accused of being unnatural by something that looked like an entity of death in some way.
Did this entity have a name?
She's going to butcher it intentionally, okay? So just go with it. Thanatora is big, had a lot of syllables. But it looked scary, and it scared her.
You see that she's very intrigued at the mention of this name. It's quite interesting that you mentioned that. Thanatora was banished as a god by the other gods of death for stepping out of her jurisdiction a long time ago.
Does she have anything to do with Florenia? Or Fluxia?
I mean,
Were they friends?
Fluxia was the fairy, by the way. Not.
Flossidus, maybe.
Flossidus.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
I don't know much more than that. Unfortunately, that goes out of my purview, as the other gods of death kind of handled their business with their domain. I just know that she was no longer a part of the pantheon, if you will.
So, to say that she was expelled from the pantheon would be an accurate representation.
Yeah, I mean, they handled their business, so I don't question the way they do things. They don't question the way I do things, you know. We all have our dominions as gods.
Okay. You're very generous with me. Just come here and just play 20 questions, and you're just here for it.
Well, there's a lot to be said with the work you've done for this realm, but I'm afraid that your work is not done.
I think
There's a bigger fight that lies ahead of you, and that this journey will be laid with a lot of moments that are going to test your very being. And
Do any of them have to do with the tiefling that just joined our little traveling party?
the one that seems to be consumed by shadows, I don't think so.
Okay,
If
so she's
anything-
not going to kill me. Great, good to know.
If anything, your problems lie within your blood.
Goody!
In every sense of that phrase.
Yeah. My nightmare involved my brother, so we're super thrilled about that. That was what I meant by killing bad people, by the way. So if he just winds up dead, that's
Well,
fine. That's okay.
much like Thalorn,
No? Okay.
he met his demise, and those in the future will meet their demise, and they will be reclaimed by the soul to which they laid waste upon. That's why when Thalorn died, he became part of the place he set chaos into.
Bum, bum, bum.
I have questions about my little new rogue friend. I shouldn't call her little. She's not small, but I
How
fear
tall are you, Verity?
5'6".
5'6".
I am afraid that's also outside of my purview.
Then that answers all my questions. Thank you.
Well,
In the meantime, are there any other tasks that you need completing?
not really. You've saved my greatest friend. You've brought order back to Pontifolia and subsequently eliminated and replaced my former champion. So I think you've done enough so far.
Thank you. This one had something to do with it. She points her thumb back at while you're sitting on her shoulder.
Be sure to keep that one safe.
Cute little guy.
Don't worry. I will die for him.
What was a little armor?
Don't worry.
Uh,
The only one with literal plot armor is all your.
you essentially she walks over to you and kind of places a hand upon your shoulder and says, I picked you for a reason. You as my champion shall set this realm right. And I look forward to seeing what you can do.
Allie just looked at me with super wide eyes.
And in this moment, you fade back into this shrine.
My eyes open.
Yeah. And
No
on
pressure.
the altar in front of you, the head is gone.
In her head, she's like, yes.
And the candles that are kind of lit all around this room kind of illuminate both you and the rest of the people in this room's faces. And
Is Verity nearby?
Verity's kind of off looking at some of the different shrines within a good walk a couple feet, but
Is all you're on the ground next to me now?
He kind of had awoken kind of the same time you did, almost as if you had traveled together.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Hey.
Okay.
So what'd you think about that? That was kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah, that was weird.
So that was Nylea. Basically, she's in charge of Mom. And Mom loves her very much.
So she's like your mom?
No. You met my mom.
I mean, people can have two moms.
They can.
That's so
But-
right. That's so true.
But goddesses are not moms in that way. Or at least Nylea is not that way to me.
Well, maybe she's like a mom to all moms.
Maybe.
That was cute.
I love how you think. Let's go get Verity.
Okay.
Do you want to ride in the cushy hood or?
Yeah, it's soft.
Yeah, okay. And she's like dumps him in the hood.
I love how he's like constantly just a little out of breath.
Well, it's like rabbits. They're prey animals, so they're kind of like at like a
Right.
hundred the whole time.
He's always in flight or fight.
So you reconvene with Verity.
How'd it go?
I have a update for Elliana, and Alyer went with me this time, which was cool. I didn't know hop owls could meditate, but apparently they can.
That's actually pretty cool.
Did you find anything interesting?
I guess just more questions, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, but there's not really anything like this back where I'm from, so it's good to learn.
Well, I'm like weirdly religious, not in the same way that Elliana is. She's like the weirdly religious. But if you ever have questions, just let me know.
And I think Verity kind of turned.
I wonder what Lukiel and Jax are doing. Anyway, what? Verity? Sorry.
Or I think Verity kind of looks back to where Ira was.
You notice that the head is gone?
Yeah, make a perception check.
9 plus 8. I can't do math right now.
17.
17, okay.
17. Yeah, I mean, you had seen her lay it on the altar before you kind of walked around and looked at different things, and you noticed that the spot where she had laid it is now gone.
Okay.
You look
And-
confused. Mind why you look confused?
This is player confused.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm trying to think.
She's cooking.
I am cooking. I'm trying to.
Don't burn it.
My brain's trying to think. My eyes twitching. Is there with that perception? Do I see any images of Ilea?
Like on the altar itself.
Yeah.
There is a statue that is on this like larger pedestal that kind of has some like fabric kind of ornate like almost like a ornate runner that you would see on like a dining room table. It's kind of like laid around her feet, and it's like the statue of her is kind of describing what I described earlier when she saw it in the vision. It's very much almost like a picturesque representation.
Your goddess sounds beautiful.
She is.
Just leaves it at that.
Oh, okay. Well, I think. Did you want to go to the spa, or did you want to give? I'm going to the spa. My back hurts.
Girls' night?
Let's go.
Does Ira react that way too?
Yes.
Verity
Yes,
definitely.
Let's go.
Verity definitely laughs at that.
Okay.
Let's go. Here we go.
All right. So you guys have left the shrine and kind of headed back towards the Shuri district. The Verdant Spring. So this is where Dawn and Elliana are. As you approach it, it's like this sprawling, kind of low-slung building, kind of rested at the base of a hill, surrounded by a lot of dense bamboo groves. The walls are kind of made of a dark wood, and the roof is kind of thatched with moss and small ferns growing in the crevices. There's a stone path kind of lining with lanterns that kind of leads to the entrance, where a simple wooden gate opens into a courtyard filled with koi ponds and flowering trees. As you walk inside, the onsen is a sanctuary of warmth and relaxation. You feel like this is like wave of like heat kind of hit you as you enter. The floors are made of smooth, polished wood, and the walls are lined with screens that can be opened to let in the fresh air and the sounds of the surrounding forest. The main bathing area is like an open air with natural stone pools fed by hot springs that are kind of flowing into these like large areas. The water is crystal clear and the air is filled with the scent of blooming jasmine and the gentle sound of kind of water trickling over rocks. There are private baths and massage rooms, kind of like you see different like doorways leading to different saunas and massage rooms and stuff that give privacy and stuff like that for people that so choose.
There's nothing sexual about massages. They're perfectly great.
Just sensual. Purely.
Nah.
No?
Not
Okay.
any that I've had.
Yeah,
Professionally.
So
They're actually.
try getting
Okay.
a massage by an old
Anyways.
Chinese man, and
I
you
worked
will-
as a spa
it's not-
receptionist, and it's actually pretty chill.
So you walk into this area, and you're greeted by a wise, kind of like a wizened woman, kind of like a little bit older. She has like long gray hair, kind of neatly tied back, and has kind of almost like a gentle demeanor, kind of almost like welcoming and kind of hospitable. She says, "Oh, welcome to the Verdant Spring Onsen. What can I do for you folks?"
one onsen, one massage for me.
Absolutely, and
I would love a hot stone treatment.
okay,
If it's
all right.
available.
We can accommodate that. Yeah, that's definitely. So I will escort you guys to get changed. There's some changing rooms where you can get your towels and set up your. And she kind of looks you guys up and down. Adventuring gear, and then you can get a little bit more comfortable, because unfortunately you cannot go into the
Oh, yes.
baths and/or the massages wearing that. And
Of course, contamination reasons as well. I would assume.
yes, and she kind of looks at Dawn's like, and on the dirt and yeah,
Dawn's
just
like-
right this way.
Like holding her hands together, she's like, "I'm so excited to be naked." She's like a fur bulk. She just wants to be like,
She
she wants to sleep outside. She wants to be naked. She's so excited.
Understandable.
So you are escorted to this kind of like thing where there's like private lockers that kind of essentially you can like put your gear, or trunks that you can put your gear into, that like you would essentially get like a kind of key to.
Cubby.
Dawn does the like,
They're like they're larger chests and stuff, because like you guys are able to
Locker.
put like armor and
yeah, we've
weapons
got to
and
put our
stuff.
swords in there, axes.
Oh,
Dawn
yeah,
does
your
the thing
fucking
where
huge
she
axe in the fucking locker.
it like sticks out. She tries to like slam the door on it. It's not
I
closing.
don't think that's gonna work.
Oh, excuse me. Right, we can check larger items over here, and then there's like
This poor little woman just takes it with both hands and like starts waddling somewhere with
essentially
it.
it's like has it flipped over with the head on the ground, and it's like dragging it
Dragging it.
across.
Oh.
Do you guys have pet sitters?
We are a pet-friendly onsen.
Okay,
So
great.
Dawn does the thing where like the anime thing.
Stella is with me.
So actually, I'm gonna retract what I just said.
Oh.
Oh.
So I would think that when you're in the locker room, before the woman comes back in the whole axe bit with Dawn, the kitsune transforms
Hell
into
yeah.
the woman
and
grabs kind of like a towel and is like, I think this
Oh.
is what we're supposed to do.
Do you want a massage too, Stella? They're very nice. They relax
Maybe.
the muscles.
I just like don't really want to be in like a room alone with somebody that's like not you.
Okay. I'm sure you can come in with me as well.
Thank you.
Okay, that'd be really good. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Okay, yeah, we'll do that then.
Elliana is not phased.
By
Okay.
her being a woman?
No, by her being like a naked woman.
Guess Dawn isn't either.
Well,
She's
your
like, you know,
bestie.
like,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, she grabbed a towel too, so she kind of like
Yeah.
put the towel like around like you would at like a spot and stuff.
Dawn does the anime thing where she puts her hands up in front of her in prayer and then swooshes them down by her side. And when she does, all of her clothes fall off.
Like a Bruce Almighty kind of
Yeah.
thing where he's like,
Yes, that's
Oh my
exactly
God. Are
it.
any of the towels even going to be big enough for Dawn?
Oh my god.
They have to be like freaking
so
huge.
when the woman comes in and like kind
Oh
of
my.
drags the axe across,
you're so furry too.
She
You're
sees
gonna be
that this
so
like
wet.
the towel kind of just like comes to like right around your waist. It's like very much just like covering.
Yep.
She says, "Oh, hold on a second," and she kind of like gets this like large like terry cloth like tapestry and it
Just
like
a
hands
curtain.
it to Dawn. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
thank you. Yes, thank you.
this should be more suitable for your size. We don't get
like-
many people your height. I'm sorry so we typically,
like damn near the size of like a comforter.
Is this like a shared locker room or are we separated at this point?
You guys, it's like a shared.
Okay.
I would think that it essentially is like separated between like
Gotcha.
there's like a woman's and a men's and stuff like that.
Let's
I would say it could be co-ed. I don't know. It's not really busy at this
I
time
think
of
they
night.
do have co-ed stuff.
Yeah, it's not busy right now. So you guys are essentially the only ones in this room at the moment, or except for the woman.
You ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right.
After the night you had, I think you needed a little bit.
I apologize for not introducing myself. My name is Riko Matsumoto.
Oh,
Yes. Right. I will escort you to the hot stone massage, as well as, for you, miss the large onsens and stuff are in the open air area, so you can help yourself and get situated.
Wonderful. Dawn like starts entering where all the baths are, and she just throws towel off and just
Just like sinks right in,
she like melts into the water. Absolutely.
and you feel like all of your like the tension in your like skin and joints and start to like loosen up as you're kind of this large kind of brawny woman essentially just becomes like a puddle amidst the water. Like
I imagine that the water like gets kind of high, that it like spills over the side a little
a
bit.
little bit. Yeah, a little bit given your height. Yeah.
maybe not.
Oh.
They're used to like a bunch of people probably all at once.
A little bit of
Probably,
displacement,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like one of those where it's like you know how like a pool, they're like you have to shower before you get in the
Yeah.
pool? Is it like that? Because I would
probably have
imagine
that,
if
maybe.
not, then Dawn's just gonna get a bunch of dirt in the freaking
So-
hot.
Maybe I'm
tub.
in the pool before the pool.
So with natural hot springs, essentially there is a level of it like circulates the water and it filters itself. So essentially
Dirtiness.
new hot water is being brought in as old hot water is leaving. So it kind of essentially stays the same level, kind of how like a river flows and then it flows out.
Kind of sort of like a natural sort of like water pump like
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
type
essentially.
of thing. Yeah. Okay.
A lot of hot springs that are especially natural ones kind of work that way because that's why they never overflow or they never like go too low. They are constantly, it's like a cycle. They're constantly just flowing.
Never been to
Until
one in
Dawn
real
steps
life.
foot into it and overflows.
It fills it up a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of displacement, but it kind of slowly it regulates itself as, as each person would be and then subsequently put in it. Verity and Ira, after you guys have gotten settled after a few moments,
I'm in the middle of my
you're in the
stone
middle of your hot,
massage.
yeah, as like warm stones get put on your back and there's like,
Is Stella doing one too?
We can take turns, yeah. Why not?
well,
You
there's
guys-
there-
it could be
I
a
would
room
think
with two
there's a
people.
room with two beds and so like there's
Yeah.
like two people kind of
Okay, yeah.
handling it at the
Couples
same
massage.
time.
It's
well.
a friend. It's a
boy.
friend and fur friend massage.
Yeah.
A friend in fur.
Well, they don't
An
know that
animal
she's an
companion.
animal. She's
Yeah.
in her woman form
They
right
don't
now.
need to know that.
Yeah.
It's just- that would
She's
actually be
just
really
another
It's
funny.
a prefer a friend. Or refer a friend, not prefer a friend.
So the two of you essentially walk in seeing the same things as Dawn and Elliana. And the same woman kind of there's a couple of different attendants obviously in different parts of the room. She's kind of just like the main one as well as the owner and stuff. And she says, welcome. My name is Riko Matsumoto. This is the Verdant Spring Onsen. What can I do for the two of you?
Yes, I believe a pink for bulk and a delightful, very small
Yes.
Help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't miss them.
The two smaller ones are getting a hot stone massage at the moment, and then your friend seems to be in the hot spring there.
You guys don't. You were probably confused when she says the two smaller ones.
Would I be confused?
Or would you remember?
Or would I remember?
You only seen
I feel like I would have seen her
the
before.
woman form once or twice,
And she was
yeah.
Yeah, it was outside of the cave.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, I would think you would understand to an extent. Ira's. I would like to think that Ira's a little bit quick-witted, so she would kind of
yeah.
put
Put that
two
together.
pretty quickly. Yeah.
Wonderful. I would like to join my friend in the hot spring. That's all right.
I was thinking the exact same thing, to be
Lovely.
honest.
Okay. So
And
you,
then I picture all your like poking his head out. And before Rico has a chance to like lose her mind and say no animals, she pulls out her box. Like Awyer's box.
Yeah.
And it's like,
this music
opens
seems
it,
more
like-
appropriate.
please?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I don't have to-
It's really kind of warm in here right now.
Okay, I don't know if I have to because the animal's currently activated because it only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is like the very, very, very
Yeah.
tail end of it, but yeah.
Do you mind?
It's cool. It's hot in here. I don't mind.
Okay, I'll let you out when we're done.
Okay. All right. So then the woman says, "Oh, okay, right this way. I'll have you there's individual lockers for your gear and clothing and things so that it keeps it safe and does not dirty up the hot springs and keeps things."
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to provide a little context to Awyer's box because we haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an ornate box, probably like about this size of like a pencil box. It was made for her by her mentor. And it's like, think Newt Scamander's briefcase. So it's much, much larger on the inside than it was on the outside. So to keep Awyer safe, that is where he travels most of the time.
If it's the size of a pencil case,
Yep.
how does he fit inside?
Don't do the math.
Okay.
It's
D&D.
called magic. What do you? What?
Yeah.
Did you just try
And
to
this
put
is, and
logic
Ira's
with
explaining
magic?
this to the audience at home, just for
Yes.
listeners and stuff, for context. She wasn't telling this to the woman at the spring. She may have if the woman was like, "What the heck?"
You're just so happy about the box and
Is
tell
it-
everybody about it.
I know.
This ornate box is actually.
Is it chinchillas or rabbits that aren't supposed to get wet?
Chinchillas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bunnies can swim.
Bunnies can swim, but
Okay.
essentially they're much like cats and stuff that are self groomers and
Yeah.
stuff, so they can keep themselves and their fur clean and stuff. So you and Verity kind of go to this like changing area. How's Verity handling all of this? Considered that this is probably a lot different than.
A little overwhelmed.
Okay.
And I feel like as she's like getting ready to like go out there, she's like hiding her daggers. Like
in the towel. Okay.
no, like in like she tries to hide them in her clothing.
In
Oh,
the box.
as in the box. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is the box big enough for...
They're like
Affixes?
trunks. They're like
Okay.
large, kind of like Foot Locker trunks, like
Okay.
that you would see like for traveling and stuff. Essentially, they're like almost like what's it called? Like hideaway things.
Mhm.
They kind of slide out and then they'll slide back in and kind of.
Question.
Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned that, would Verity be inclined to like keep the daggers on her? All things considering.
You're not closed, honey.
I know.
I mean, I guess
Where
are they
would,
gonna
but
go?
It's like
Hide
not.
them in the towel. Like,
How much cleavage you got there? You can just like in the
I don't-
towel between the
Daggers
yeah.
in the
Well, she probably has like a
Nope.
leather strap attached to them. So in theory, you would have it like the strap would be around your leg, and the dagger would be in a like a sheath.
Go for it.
I mean, you can. It's up. That's
I don't
totally
know. I don't
up
know
to
if
you.
what's her face is there to stop you. You're in a changing room.
Yeah.
Could probably do it. We're gonna question the shit out of you as soon as you take your towel off.
100%. That's why I'm like, do it. Do it.
for the plot.
See what happens. I feel like she would.
What?
I was gonna say I feel like she'd keep them on.
I feel like she'd keep one of them.
Okay. Keep one. All right.
Yeah, just one of them though.
One of them to rule.
Okay. So yeah, so you guys are kind of, you have a kind of a towel around yourselves. What is it that you would like to do with this onsen? Go to the hot spring? Did you
Yes.
want a massage? Did you want like special, like specified things, or you just want to like kind of?
Ira honestly does not want to spend the money, so she's going to go to the hot spring.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
Hot spring so she can keep an eye on her dagger.
Okay. Yeah.
Ira, Verity.
How many of you had?
Come into the water. It's so nice.
How many of you had?
I can assure you that there is no alcohol here. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
It's just that good.
Pure relaxation.
High temperatures and alcohol do not mix very
Yeah,
well.
they definitely don't, because your blood pressure goes real low.
It'd be real bad.
Oh yeah.
That's why you don't get drunk and go into a sauna. It's like it's
Yeah, it's-
real bad.
Fucking yeah.
Noted on a personal
Mhm.
note.
Yup. you didn't know that?
I didn't. I'm not often drinking in hot
What?
tubs, so
Yeah, it's why like when you it's like drinking in a hot tub is like
Jeez. Well,
you get drunk.
the more you know. Oh sh.
Ira just gets, takes off her towel and gets in the hot spring.
Okay.
Very hesitant, but follows suit. Very, very.
Give me a stealth check to
Let's-
conceal that dagger.
Is there any way?
her
Where are
stealth
you-
check? Are we
No.
stealth-
So Verity's making a
was rolling
stealth
to
check to
see.
keep it hidden from.
Can I cast the obfuscate object? I cannot pronounce that correctly.
What?
Okay. Yeah, I would
Obfuscate?
say.
Wait, that says in dim lighting.
Obfuscate.
Yeah, you're kind of in a it's a well lit
Yeah.
area.
Oh, it's well lit.
He also said the water was
Well
clear,
lit.
so I don't know how
Yeah,
the
it's a
fuck
very
you're gonna
clear
hide
water.
a dagger on your naked body.
Okay. And what did you say it
Stealth
was?
check.
Well, it doesn't matter then, because that's a sleight of hand. 15.
15. Okay. You managed to get it into the water with yourself. Or I would think if you wanted to, especially given that it's like a 15, as you take the towel off of yourself, you kind of almost like have it slide down your arm, and then the dagger just sits in the towel next to the spring where you're sitting, so it doesn't go in the water,
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
but it's still like close and hidden.
Close by.
Yeah, I would do that.
So, how was the temple, ladies?
Good.
Enlightening.
Left Thalorn's head as a gift. Ilia's altar.
I would not have made you get rid of it if it had been up to me.
Because you like the smell of blueberry muffins, right?
Yeah, that's totally the only reason. Verity, what'd you think of the temple?
It was very interesting to see all the different types of, or I guess the different gods and deities. Don't really get to see it that often.
Where are you from again?
Bevel.
Which is where?
It's like,
Cliff Edge, right? What you said? Near Cliff Edge?
yes.
Gotcha.
We as the players of not knowing where shit is.
Like, I see it on the
I'm like,
map.
oh, that's nice.
Bevel is in Cliff Edge, yes.
Writing all of this down as
I have
much
it
as I
written
can
down
Cliff
somewhere else.
Hedge.
read. Hedge.
Yeah, it's not a big like city or village or
I
anything.
can tell by your accent. Sounds pretty small.
Quaint little area.
Yeah.
Don't get to travel much.
How'd you get here?
Job.
Job, yeah.
See, I listen most of the time.
You know, just I would assume by boat.
I I would assume.
We didn't discuss this in the backstory.
I was like,
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
not know, but it's like, oh yeah,
By
we didn't
dinghy.
talk about it.
Just write it down as you go. It's improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You together by boat?
Yeah, guy by boat.
So what did you do? Yeah. I can't remember the question I was going to ask.
Like, what did I do before coming here? Or
Kinda. But I feel like I already asked you that at some point and I forgot.
She's got a lot hidden behind a door she won't unlock.
that's for everyone's safety.
Oh.
That is not how symbiotic relationships work.
You keep
Science.
saying that.
Can I just say something above table? I don't remember what a symbiotic relationship is, and we've said it like 17
Science?
times.
It's like,
It's
parasitic.
things coexisting in
like-
a give and take kind
Yeah.
of relationship.
It's a balance of give and
Oh.
take. Yeah.
think
They often
like
use it for like, in nature, like
Yeah.
oh, like
Yeah,
a
all I
bee feeds
remember-
off of a flower of pollen and it helps the flower grow. It's a symbiotic relationship.
And the bee spreads.
What's the
Flower
relationship of
seeds
those
and-
little tiny sharks that swim next to whales? Isn't that a thing?
that could
that's-
be symbiotic.
there's like these little sharks that eat the krill that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whales don't get in their mouths.
Or
but
like
yeah.
the fish that live on the whales.
Eliana
like,
just said
yeah.
symbiotic
Yeah.
relationship.
I remember
and Allie's
that
been
from high
running with it. She's just taking it and gone.
She's like, this is now the theme, everybody.
Don't give me something to latch on to
Symbiotic.
because I will.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, thank you for answering that question.
Yeah, no, trying to get back on track. No, think of me almost as like a mercenary almost, I guess.
Why do you want to join our group? I mean, we're not mad at it, but that was you said,
You've got two pretty religious people with a guy who's really good at playing music,
Hey.
plus Orphan Annie over here.
God,
And
who has orphaned other Annies.
Okay, all right.
Please tell me you say that in character.
Yes, I did.
All right.
and then
If
Jax,
she called me an orphan Annie, you best believe that's what my reply was.
and Jax is strangely well adjusted for how much he's been through.
It's also an orphan animal.
It's a hard knock life.
We just name our group the Orphan Annies, even though we're not all orphans. You've been wanting us to go with a group name.
The
I think
orphans of
Iris-
chaos.
I think
The
Iris.
orphans of chaos.
Well, your parents are alive.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're the only, I think,
Half the table doesn't have parents. Half the table does.
table does.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't actually
We haven't.
established if you're
With Verity, yeah.
parents or
Verity, do you have parents?
I'm halfway.
Eliana, his parents.
We'll ask you. You're not. We'll ask you in a second.
I'm not there.
Yeah.
We'll
don't
circle back to that. Do you have parents?
Do you have parents?
Do you wear wigs?
When will you have parents?
When will you have parents?
Do you like having parents? Do you like not having parents?
Do you have parents?
When
For real?
will you get parents?
Bless.
Will you have parents?
All right, I'm about to cut away from this.
Hey, Verity, do you have parents?
My mother, my father died when I was very young.
Do you have younger siblings?
I do. I have a little sister, Nadine.
Look at that.
Aw.
Answering questions.
Nadine,
Proud of you.
getting to know people.
Those are easy questions they ask. There's just some things that I can't answer.
I'm saying this joke on behalf of you,
Uh-oh.
Ira.
Uh-oh.
Is well, you also can't answer simple yes or no questions. So
That's so true.
that's a can't define that one. She was
Well, I
taking her
don't-
notes,
yes.
otherwise you would have said it.
A yes or a no isn't always just a yes or a no,
Wink, wink.
especially if you have nefarious things in your past.
Ooh, 10-cent word. Sorry, 10.
Are you
Two silver
referring to the
word.
nightmare?
I am.
Ooh. What
I'm
was
trying really hard to keep eye contact with you during this.
Dawn's like looking back and forth. She's like,
tell her.
Go for it.
See, we had all like our own nightmares and stuff.
Yeah, we haven't really shared what all of ours were.
I had mine, and then I was bounced in to Jax's, and then Jax and I split up to go get everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And then I bounced into Verity's, where I don't fully remember, but I do remember a no longer breathing child.
Splash.
Hey guys, what did I miss?
You see Elliana and the like blue-haired woman that you've seen before kind of like sit into this spring.
Is your name
Elliana.
Stella all the time?
Stella.
Or is it only when you're in your Kitsune form?
I guess. I would think so. I don't know.
Okay.
We
Nice
haven't
to
really
meet you.
established that, I guess.
You tell me, what's your name? You tell me what your name is.
I don't know. She told me what my name was.
Oh. You told me.
Now I'm confused.
Okay, no name.
Okay.
Stella.
Stella.
Yeah.
Do you like that name?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like the passive. She's like, I don't give a shit.
Stella it is.
Like all your, I
I'm
don't
just
care.
here, guys. I don't know.
I exist just as a little animal friend.
Does
Animal
Verity
companion.
like sigh relief when Eliana shows up?
1000%. It's like, oh, hi, guys.
So what were we talking about?
Yeah, what
Verity's
were we
nightmare.
talking about?
Y'all were talking about my nightmares. I'm just here.
So
Like, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, dead kids.
You don't remember?
Oh boy.
So
Oh yeah, so everyone had one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't really touch base on it all too much.
yeah.
Mine wasn't really a nightmare, more as reliving my village being destroyed.
I have a thing for you.
What?
So I went to go see Nylea,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just exceedingly helpful all the time for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, you are her champion.
But
so-
like, she doesn't have to play 20 questions with me every time, but she does. She just she gets to do whatever answers I want.
Because the DM would get shit later if she wasn't.
So Thanatora
uh-huh.
was expelled from the Pantheon.
I think she's one of the usurpers,
She is.
along with Florenia. Florenia was also a usurper.
I don't know if they were
I
like
think
in
they're-
cahoots with each other.
I think so. I think that's what the Emperor told me.
Wait, what does that mean?
So Eliana had this god that she was following almost
Yeah,
obsessively.
Well, to be fair, my family for hundreds and hundreds of years has been following her, so it was kind of like a whole family tradition. I was kind of raised into it.
Then she turned out to not be the goddess that you would hope her to be.
Yeah.
A usurper, fallen from grace. The theme of the week, apparently.
I mean, in theory, she seems great, but then when I got to the material plane, she started talking to me and led me to the material plane, and then everything kind of went bad.
Got really abusive and stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was bad. It's really bad.
Sometimes I'm still scared to talk about it. One time the flowers looked at me. Yeah. I was really scared to make flowers bloom for a bit there.
I don't blame you. That sounds creepy.
And I tried to wake up Lukiel one time, and then it I woke him up, but then when I turned back to the flowers, they weren't looking at me anymore, and Lukiel was asleep. It was like it didn't happen. It was freaky. I didn't like it. And so now my disconnect with this nature thing feels like maybe a punishment from Florenia, but I don't know how much control she still has with me.
For killing her friend?
I want to know why Thanator considers you to be
I don't know.
unnatural. You're the most natural out of all of us.
Yeah, and also
What was said about you being unnatural again?
They said that I was an unnatural abomination, which is kind of
Does it,
Florenia's whole thing is like getting rid of abominations to nature, like the undead, things
Is
like
it-
that.
is it because you are no longer aligned with Florenia? So now you're considered to be.
Mm.
I suppose that could be the reason. I can't think of any other reason because
Because now I have an obligation to destroy things that displace the balance of nature.
that's like my whole thing.
I know. That's why it's like maybe we should take out this fake god. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Did we not already take him?
No, not a god. Thalorn was just Nylea's champion.
And,
Like me.
Oh.
Yeah.
and the other one was a knight representing Thanatura.
Mm-hmm.
So Thanaturn's still doing his
Still
due.
kicking.
Still
Is it
kicking.
possible to take one of them out?
Yes.
Is
Is it easy? No.
Meanwhile,
yeah.
almost
Guys,
almost like
night.
a cutaway as like two like mugs kind of slam down on the bar in front of Jackson Lukiel. And essentially it's like a very much like an exasperated, like they take a sip and it's like a relaxing kind of sigh. As well as there's like some plates of food kind of in front of like the both of them. So you have wings now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can do a lot more flying now, which is going to be it's both convenient and like pretty functional as well. I think it'll definitely help like forever in like more crazy situations like we have been in before.
Yeah.
That'll definitely, serve a pretty functional purpose, I feel like. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah, because I guess it's just much more like of a public thing. Like people can just kind of see it now. So that's weird to have been getting used to. But I don't know. It's cool. I feel like no one really.
And you look around and like there's not like, even as you guys are walking through the city, coming into the tavern, nobody seemed to bat an eye. Like there was
Yeah.
no kind of obscure looks at
Yeah.
Lukiel. There was nothing out of the ordinary. And Jax responds and says, "Well, I mean, there's like bird people that walk around all the time with wings.
Right.
Like, so I mean, you just have less feathers. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Guess. It's cool though.
But we like the thing that I pulled you out of. Like, are you good? We haven't talked at all about any of that since then.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of, been making my my own way with realizing that wasn't like real. So,
Yeah,
um,
because your parents are alive, right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know. It's crazy how some things can just present themselves as being so perceivably real and like just feels like they're just like absolutely tangible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's like a blurred it's kind of like a gray area where it's kind of like unsure, just like uncertain of the reality of things, but once you kind of snap out of it and you realize that it's not like it ain't like that, then it's
Trust me, I know gray areas
Yeah.
Because his skin is gray.
because my skin's gray.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just
Tomato.
just kind of vibing, just getting around and getting to know these new wings. So
Well, good. And I mean, hopefully we'll figure out where to find that next piece of music. I don't know.
yeah,
Although, I don't know if you should all things considered, have any more of it. I mean, I saw which with the One Piece that you were playing kind of did. So
Yeah, man. It was kind of crazy.
I guess,
Very unexpected.
I guess like the hair's bane, it's better to have it in our possession versus somebody else's that could do more harm with it. So
Yeah.
we're a little bit more self-regulated than I think a lot of the people we've encountered.
Yeah. I mean, to a degree.
Yeah, which is saying much given the people we're traveling with. But
Right. Yeah. I mean, some more than others.
He's going for fucking Dawn's throat.
So funny.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Hysterical.
I feel like once, daybreak hits tomorrow and things are open and we can make our ways to, the library and the emperor and get the notes and the letters and everything to where it needs to be, and we kind of know what our next steps are going to be for all of us or some of us individually, then we'll kind of we'll have a bit better footing to know kind of what's next. So
well, here's to new beginnings. And Jack takes the mug and kind of raises it. You guys like slam them together and
dude,
toss it back.
I really imagine that it's like a chilled mug of like if you go to A&W, have you ever been to an A&W restaurant where they have the chilled mug and you have the root beer that's like
it's like frothy.
Yes, yeah.
Yep.
I'm imagining that exactly.
Some frothy ale, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And you see Cole's just sitting on the bar, just mounting out of the bowl of peanuts that's on the.
Of course he is.
I forgot they have peanuts at
He's just,
bars.
sitting,
So good.
he's just kind of sitting there next to the thing and just cracking them open.
Yeah.
Sitting on his doof.
Does he say anything? Oh, I'd have to.
Yeah. He's just chittering, but he's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are probably gonna bed down. You can use your spell slots. You haven't used any
Yeah,
spell
if you
slots. You have a
want,
long
yeah.
rest.
Jax has got the animal of.
I mean,
animal friendship, so he can essentially talk to him
Right.
whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Will within charges, but
Ira's still jealous of that, by the way.
Oh, true. Yeah.
I still love to think that you created this character just so everybody would go through their spell slots, so that we would randomly get into combat and you'd be like, "Oh, wow, success! You
Yeah.
talk to animals all day."
it's not
that
the
sucks."
100% reason, but
100.
It was a factor though.
I feel like it was a
it honestly
Oh my.
wasn't. It just ended up being that
Okay.
way.
I know, and it's hilarious.
Well,
We're like, all right, let's spend all of our spell slots.
It's literally 100% unintentional, but
Yeah.
it ended up being
And
that
then it
way.
ended
and
up being hysterical because we
It's
literally
funny.
will go into combat and be like, "Well, can anybody do anything? No.
No.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
I have one more talk to animals. Let's use that."
And Jack says, if only Roman was here. He'd be
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, man.
He's fine. He's alive.
Miss that guy.
Dead.
I know. He's
Well,
dead in
maybe
my
he's
heart.
Dead. We
We don't know.
Maybe he's off somewhere doing what he likes. Just fucking shit up.
Well, I mean, he still has the trident on his person. That's still canon that he has that as a
Yeah.
part of. Okay. Hopefully he's not been using that up since we last had departed or parted ways with him,
Hopefully.
because we saw what that did to him, and that was not great.
If only we could have given him a scrending stone, man. So we could just call him.
Dude, yeah, I mean, why didn't we think of that?
Oh, it's because we didn't have one. We couldn't
Oh
get
my
one.
gosh.
For those of you listening, I don't know if we've established this, but we've homebrewed a scrending stone. So it's like scrying and sending in one stone. It's like a FaceTime call, but for medieval D&D.
Yeah, and so you guys finish your ale and the food, and I would think that the group at the onsen has kind of gotten their fill from it,
So nice.
and essentially you all kind of met back up outside of the the tavern inn, or the inn essentially. The inn that is called, it was called the River Song Inn.
A race to find things.
So it's a large lore document. The River Song Inn, essentially the inn that's kind of next door to the Lantern's Glow Tavern. So you all meet back up outside of this tavern. The four of you are very much well rested, re-energized. And I would almost think to go ahead, since what you didn't realize is that the onsen, the hot spring onsens itself, have a bit of a magical property given the magical parts, like how this continent is very much tuned with nature.
Nice.
So you would all essentially to emulate that, go ahead and check off a long rest on all of your character sheets, please. The four of you.
Nerd.
Nice.
Not you.
Not
you
you,
weren't there.
Lukiel. You
Just the
weren't
four
there.
that went
You
to the
went
onsen.
drinking.
Oh, sorry.
You were drinking.
We're
Yeah,
having-
you should even
frothy
take
root beer.
Did
points
anything
away.
more
We're
traveling,
having
but
men's
nice.
night, okay?
So
We
how
were
was
having
guys'
girls'
night
night.
B3?
Huh?
It wasn't the same.
Yeah, we kind of got like sentimental about Roman not being there, but like it's chill though.
Who's that?
He was a member of our party that broke one of my mother's most precious plates just because he got mad for no reason.
He was just a really cool guy.
we
man.
also love
I
him very
remember him.
dearly.
Yes.
Also, stared at me with a trident, kind of scarily.
Oh,
one
that was
time.
him.
He
Yeah.
kind of fucked
Oh,
shit up. It
okay.
was cool.
Yeah.
I saw him, but I didn't get a chance to talk to
He
him.
scared
before
me.
he-
a little bit,
you saw him?
Yeah.
When?
It
we
was
were all
when
fighting
we
together.
were
He was
Oh, in the
fucking shit
cave.
up in the caves, man.
he was very good in fights, though. I will say.
Yes. Very useful.
That
He-
table flip was magnificent.
Took it out
Such
of
a
him.
great
though.
barbarian, you know. He just did such a good job as a barbarian.
He
the look Nina is giving.
Bombastic.
You're great too, dog.
Side
No,
eye.
you're good. You're good. You're good.
Criminal offensive side eye. Man.
yeah.
I don't have to be here. I know I paid for these headphones to play D&D, but I could leave.
Oh boy.
Oh, bless.
Spicy.
It ain't like
All
that.
right,
It's,
all right.
it's-
I'm not needed.
That
was-
ain't like that, Dawn. You
It's
need
not.
more soaking in the spring.
It's not
That
like
was also Jax to Dawn.
Yeah, it was Jackson being kind of.
Because
Yeah, Dawn didn't
Because-
Dawn literally just slowly turned her head. I was like,
because
I don't
Looking down
have
at
to
you.
be here.
Roman was Ira's boyfriend's boyfriend. Hot. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway.
Not literally, but you know.
Anyway.
you know, it does not matter what I do. I cannot
Like
live
a
up to that.
bros bro.
I don't think we'll ever get to
Yeah.
that place, Jax.
Yeah.
Sorry
Well,
about that.
You murdered my parents, so
So
we're still
I
working
orphaned
through
you,
it. We're
so-
still working through it. We're still
How
working through
long
it.
are you gonna hold that over her head for?
I mean, we're still working through it.
a while.
We're still working through it.
Can I
I can't imagine it's gonna
roll
go
something
away.
to see how drunk Jax is?
Sure.
Your perception. You got any
That-
left?
That's a D12 that I just rolled.
Can
Hold
you
on.
share?
Guys, I need some food
Can you
after
give me a
soaking
round?
in that.
A
Got
9.
any leftovers?
A
here?
15.
Nine.
A 15 for Ira.
You see that he's like a little tipsy. Yeah, he's kind
I
of like
need
he's kind
a
of like
beer.
goofy, fuck aroundy kind of.
You wanna go
Dawn-
to bed? You sleepy?
I'm all right. you know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm good.
One
We're
more.
It's good. It's good.
Are we at a table or are we
It's
at the
good.
bar?
We're outside the inn. We're in the street.
Oh shit! What?
Wait, does the inn have
Nightcap.
Wait, does the inn have like
Food?
It's not
beer,
a, it's not
alcohol?
a tavern and inn.
Mm-mm.
This
We
is
have
just
to
a
go to the
Aw.
tavern next door.
thing?
Yeah, you
I
guys
was
should have
about to
been
say.
there.
I've got to be starving at this point.
We can get food.
I go get food.
Food.
I'm not
Hey.
particular on what I eat. I just know I
Beer.
get food because Eliana's hungry.
Like Jackson puts his
Beer.
arm around the
Yes.
keel in between the wings and is like, round two.
Going again.
So you guys go back into go into the tavern, and
Shots,
Has Stella turned back into a fox?
no,
She's just vibing. Okay.
So she's just naked?
no. So she essentially, I would like to think that she grabbed like some like clothing from like one of the stole some clothing from one of the chests in the locker room.
Loincloth.
Stella.
Uh,
Well, sometimes they'll give you like pajama-like things for you
Yeah,
to
it's
massage.
Or like
like
a
a-
free robe or something.
Yeah, like a robe or something.
Yeah, so Stella got like almost like a PJ set.
Yeah.
Like
Aw.
That
kimono
stuff
from
is so nice.
I'll pay extra for that if she needs
yeah.
Well,
stuff.
credit cards didn't exist, so we're good.
Oh, that's right. The four of you that were at the onsen, just take out 2 gold a piece.
Did I ever notice that Verity had daggers on her?
Mm.
No, because she rolled the stealth and she got.
But then she had to pick the towel back up.
Yeah.
I can roll for that. real quick.
We'll make a retroactive roll.
Huh?
Well, yeah, we'll do a retroactive roll to see if it is irrelevant.
Oh,
Mm.
What would that be? Stealth again?
Yeah.
A 12.
Oh.
I mean, you saw it. You've kept daggers on you before in certain situations, so you're not like.
I don't think it's that sus. We're adventurers.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
not.
worry about
you're
it getting rusty. Only concern.
We were in a spa.
Ira's
Yeah,
not
don't-
like what.
I mean,
She's
you
like,
can
no,
ask.
I get it.
Don't put your
I don't
daggers
think
in
she
the
would,
water.
because I don't think she'd have her daggers on her in a spa. I think that's
You can
something
question her if you want.
she would do.
Punch her in the face.
I think there was a spa that we went to, or you went to in Ormore City,
When there were men in the room,
and you
Oh.
had your dagger with you. So essentially,
there were
Like,
men in the
just-
room.
there were other people in the onsen.
You
I'm
can
just saying.
didn't
ask
say that.
Verity and she will answer.
Yeah.
Why? We were. Why?
Why what?
Daggers in the onset. Why?
We've been attacked how many times?
It's a spa.
You
Well,
you never know.
this is true.
I
did-
just had one. I didn't bring both.
We did just battle dead people in the basement of a burning shop.
And on the way to the you missed that. We had a whole improv battle. It was insane.
Dawn got abducted.
Yeah.
into the
Isn't that one
Feywild.
time those wolves
Are you
bit
gonna
me,
sleep
like, 2
inside
nights
tonight?
ago?
Please.
Have you learned your lesson?
I'll sleep inside, but I'll sleep with the window cracked open, the
That's
sliding
fine.
window open.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Are you going to sleep inside?
Yeah. Although,
No.
hear me out.
No.
You know, it's a big
What?
city and less likely for there to be, dire wolves. And we
Yeah.
Did
killed
you
that
get
one guy.
More of a excuse for you to get in fucking trouble.
Why?
No, not the
What a-
eight, the
what a-
8-foot tall freight train. That,
Oh, and
Yeah.
I blend in
what's a
with the
freight train?
trees.
8-foot tall battle cart. I don't know.
Let's go have a couple beers and we'll
We're
discuss
already having
it.
beers. We're in the tavern.
Great
Drink.
Going shot for shot.
Yes.
Shot.
I want to do shot for shot with
Damn.
Dawn.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh. She said, I want to be a part of this group.
Never seen this before.
right.
Wow.
Bartender, AKA DM.
Now we're literally getting lost in the sauce. Roll d20s.
How many?
Just one.
Is this for shots?
I'm gonna laugh if I get in that one.
7.
7.
Just straight up.
Mm-hmm.
5.
5.
Oof.
Sucks. Dawn kicks it back, no problem. You kind of have like a
I don't remember
taste.
the alcohol tasting like this last time I drank.
Someone needs a chaser.
Now I want
Everybody.
both of you to roll a d10.
D10. I can't remember what the D10s are. Is it this?
It's like a weird UFO looking thing.
I'm eating some pork chops.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
you are.
6.
Yeah.
A 1.
Stella's eating pork chops too. So 6 and a 1.
Shake and bake.
Yeah.
So to your 1, she throws back 6.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Now roll another d20.
Mm.
Let
So
me get
who's-
drunk this time.
Who's carrying Verity back?
10?
12.
12.
Doesn't Verity
Now,
have the thing where
take-
she doesn't get drunk?
Take that 10 and that 12,
What?
and I want you to make that into a Constitution save. So you're going to use that number
That was just one night.
and apply the
14.
So 14,
19.
19. She's not like phased at all. You, however, are just like you're starting to like it's starting to get blurry.
Oh my god, blurry.
Shots.
That's
Blurry
a
vision.
fucking.
Shot.
You gotta be.
Roll
I'm
the-
glad he could
Roll
get
back
drunk this time,
6
though.
Shots.
You're gonna roll a d10. You're gonna roll a d4.
Okay.
I don't
Bro,
know
I wanna-
what's happening.
I feel like Verity will say anything at this point.
Mm.
3.
3.
3.
I
need
feel
it.
like
You
that
got a
was
3 on the
bait.
Yeah.
D10. Jeez. So now you essentially you're going shot for shot, like 3 to 3.
Y'all are gonna get alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, you're gonna need a hell of a hangover.
Now
right
you
You're
now.
gonna
both-
want me to
I
sleep
want you
outside.
both to make a Constitution saving
Maybe
throw.
not Dawn because she's 8. She's a
I'm gonna do a
fucking
different
brick
one.
house, but like
Yeah.
Verity's
Fucking
tiny.
hell.
She's
Verity's
a brick
5'6".
Five?
A 5?
A 5?
What'd
We're
you
just
get?
doing straight rolls, right? Or is this a
What'd you get,
constitution?
brick shit house?
I got
She's built like a brick shit house.
26
That's a saying.
for the brick shit
Oh,
house.
we're adding
26?
constitution?
My
Yeah, you're adding
ex-contractor that I
Constitution.
sued
Oh,
used to
nine.
say
A 9.
that.
Okay. What?
5.
I
Oh,
am-
it's a 9.
Listen, my
Listen, I have
ex-contractor
horrible
used to say he
constitution.
built it like a brick shit house.
So
I am
Verity's
sickly.
tanked.
Woo!
Dawn is essentially out drinking Verity because Dawn is in size a lot harder to get drunk.
And rolled really well.
Just having a bit of wine with my pork chops.
You're so tall.
So amidst all of this,
Hello.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, Verity.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Let's go.
Chaos, orphans of chaos.
What was it supposed to be? Wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah.
5.
Oh.
I'm rolling horror.
So
What do they tell me?
You start to hear these voices in your head, and you start like kind of doing dagger tricks with your daggers. You're like
Oh.
flipping it and then
Oh,
catching
shit.
it, and flipping it and catching it.
Oh.
And
Do
you,
it.
you kind of
Do
walk
your
over to where a group of people are
fanciest.
playing darts, and you just kind of like you like throw it, and it like hits like straight in the center of the dartboard.
I like punched the
Bullseye.
person next to me. I'm like, did you see that? It was
Yes.
crazy.
You saw that, Dawn?
Solid Verde.
Oh my gosh. That was thick.
You're good with them daggers.
Slurred and thick.
How far away are Lukiel and Jax from this happening right now?
I'm with you.
Lost it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I am keeping an eye on the situation.
Just watching this happen. If anything, and meanwhile, Stella and Elliana are just eating pork chops at the bar.
And mozzarella
I'm drinking a
sticks.
little wine.
Ira leans over to Lukiel and like nods towards Verity. Should I or we go take care of that?
Verity, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
She's a
What-
brick.
Different dice this time
I'm
around.
just talking to so I'm like,
I'm
so
gonna
where
need
you
help with
from?
strength because I'm
How-
not.
What? What am I rolling for again?
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution 14.
14.
That's my highest one so far, you guys. I'm doing great.
You're still standing at this point.
Ooh.
I am a brick
Dawn,
house.
go ahead and roll that Constitution saving throw.
Aha. 10.
Jeez, man.
You're starting to
Plus,
stumble a little
Is
bit.
that in addition
can't
with
imagine
your
so.
modifier?
Yeah.
No.
I rolled a 3, but
So
amazingly my
Dawn's starting
modifier
to
is
bump
7.
into some people, given her size.
Oh my
and-
God.
Sorry.
Yikes. Dawn.
You're like
Stella.
essentially it's like knocking people over though.
Stella, I think they're getting out of hand.
Dawn.
That's the way I like knock
Oh my gosh.
people at the bar off their stool. Oh my god, did you need help up?
This is gonna be a
Dawn,
long
where'd you
night.
get?
Maybe we should just get them back.
I don't remember you ever having that axe. When did you get the axe?
Oh, I bought
That's
it.
not
the
what I
last
thought
time
you
we
said
were
at first.
here.
How are we gonna do this?
For
For those at home, I said axe. I said a great
I know
axe.
the slur on the first time you said that was definitely.
You definitely had to wait for the X.
Yeah, you definitely had
I had to
to.
wait for that X.
Hey, Dawn, where'd you get that ass?
That don't drunk.
Are you saying I'm? Yo, my drunk acting is top tier. I'm just saying.
That's
Pretty
doof.
good.
So, Ira looks over at Drax and says, Can you transform into one of your forms that is a bit beefier and help us get them back to the tavern? At least Dawn.
Lukiel leans into it and he goes, "Yeah, we're gonna need a team lift on this one."
Yeah. I feel like in the background, Verity's yelling, "Dawn, arm wrestle now. Let's go."
I don't think you want to press me on that one.
That's an
It's
8-foot
gonna be-
furbolg to a 5'6".
It's gonna be fun.
How about this?
Make strength check.
I
Snap
will
your
give
fucking
you-
arm in half.
No, I don't want to do it straight. I will give you 2 of my fingers.
Okay.
Oh my
God.
Please
that-
get.
It's
Please
still
let
Still a
me.
strength check.
Please let me get that one, please. Dadgummit.
Okay.
13.
13.
You said strength?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh,
Very
11.
She still beat you.
I have a
What'd
plus
you get?
0 in strength. 10.
She gave
Oh,
her
I thought you got a 13.
Oh, I did get a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy
I was about to
crap.
say.
Yeah.
I'm so
So
used to
thir-
rolling
so-
10s.
So essentially, Verity's got drunk strength and is like holding her own against your arm. Go ahead and make Constitution saving throws, you two.
Part of me wants to be like, did Dawn fake it? So she's not like, whoa,
That one.
Verity, you
There
got
it is.
it.
That didn't count. That didn't count.
Nat 20.
That's okay.
Hey, let's go.
So in this moment, you just hear like a loud as Verity hits the floor.
Oh! Verity!
And Lukiel,
Out
I think that's
cold.
our cue.
You get down there so fast. My God. It's because you're so close to the
Do you
floor,
want her arms
my
or her
friend.
legs?
Jax is like, hey, no, hold on. I got an idea. Hey,
no.
Dawn, but you can't pick up Verity.
You
Oh my
not
god.
wrong. Come here.
She's gonna like drop Verity on her freaking
Bends
head.
down and I just grab. I don't even
Oh
pick
my.
Verity up. Like
not
Dawn is
crack
like,
her horns.
Is like drunk that she just grabs her clothing and is like, I've got her. You see this?
All
I
right,
love this.
My next thought was to
Les.
drop her, but I was like, don't do that.
let's go,
I
guys.
think I might need to give Verity an airlift.
So essentially, Jax has like a mug of like ale and is like luring Dawn out of the tavern.
I bet you guys are happy you're winning the battle of me sleeping outside tonight.
And as you guys exit the tavern, you guys are like, he's like he's like stumbling with the beer mug, like trying to lure you to the inn.
Am I still
It's like a fucking
am I
matador.
still holding Verity by her
Yeah, you're like drink. This is like deadlifting, like just like dead body
Oh
drag.
my gosh, I
Wake
do
up
what
with
I do with my
bruises.
groceries when I leave the grocery store is I do curls with my groceries. So I can imagine that I'm taking Verity by her legs and her arm
Just
and
curling
just
Verity.
curling Verity.
There it is.
Oh my god.
So you guys walk back over to the tavern or the inn, excuse me, jeez. And you subsequently walk inside and the tower, the innkeeper's like,
Oh my gosh.
it's,
I can't even imagine the look on the dude's face.
No, it's a different guy, right?
it's not the guy from
Yeah.
Hot Ball Hills,
Earlier.
it's a
No,
different
but it's the guy
It's not
from.
the scammer.
No,
this
not
guy?
him. This is the place we stayed before.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we know this guy well? I can't remember.
Oh, it's the champions of oh my god, it looks like you guys are celebrating finally. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you
Some of
guys-
us more than others.
Do you need rooms?
Yeah.
Can we put these two, and she points to Dawn and Verity, in a room together?
That's fine. Saves me some space. All right.
Saves them some money because they just blew it all next door.
So we got the room for them and the others.
So 4 rooms total, right?
Yes.
You're by yourself. You're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 rooms.
Okay.
Please.
All right. I'll get that arranged. And he turns and he grabs some keys and he hands them to each of you and says, "All right.
Will your
Have a
beds
good
fit her?
night." Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Lovely. Who's gonna help me make sure they get to their room?
Jack's like, "I got this one." He's like swinging the mug again.
Makes it easy for me.
Dawn stops doing a rose with Verity and just keeps dragging her.
Just hits my head on like the stairs or
Yeah.
something. With each step, just
Causing
boom.
brain damage.
So essentially, Jax like lures the two of them to the room and just like opens the door and then like tosses the mug into the room like a grenade, and then Dawn chases after it.
Drops Verity in the doorway.
Jax has to kick Verity like body into the door.
Closes the door.
And then he finds where the room him and you are in, and turns in for the night.
Awyer's out. When Jax comes in, he's getting his little armor snapped off.
Okay. Lukiel is trying to figure out how to sleep with wings.
I don't want to sleep on my tummy.
You can sleep on your side.
But like,
Hey, if you're cold, the top one can like fold over you.
Aw,
you
Provide
can
warmth.
cocoon yourself.
That's cute.
Like a beautiful butterfly.
And
it's gonna take some getting used to.
and Elliana goes to sleep with a room with the window open.
Yeah. And I guess I feel like I want to talk to Stella, but I also don't want to take up session time with her. So maybe I can do that another time.
Well, unfortunately, Stella drank wine and had not had wine before because you said you were having
she's
wine.
a fox.
You said you were having wine with the workshops.
Yeah.
So Stella got a little. So she's asleep. She's asleep as a fox.
sleeping.
She's sleeping as a fox on the floor.
That's fair.
So as you go to sleep, or kind of as you're like getting ready to meditate, Elliana, you're like looking up kind of at the stars,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel,
I've scooted my bed to the window.
yeah, you feel this sudden like weightlessness, as you kind of are whisked away to this like starry floating abyss. It's as if you're standing amidst the very galaxy itself. And as you're standing there, a woman with sapphire blue hair that cascades like liquid night flowing down her back in a gentle wave like layers that shimmer with the faintest hints of stardust, and nestled in her hair locks are a delicate purple star flowers that each one speckled with tiny points of silvery luminescence as though the cosmos themselves were blooming in her hair. These flowers seem almost alive, subtly shifting in color and brightness as if mirroring the twinkling of distant stars. Skin rich shade of magenta purple that holds like a soft glow that deepens and shimmers under the light as if infused with the essence of a nebula. Her eyes are kind of like this pure radiant white, emitting a gentle soothing light that kind of seems to pierce through, like kind of through you as she's looking at you. Draped around her is a dress that sparkles like 1,000 diamonds caught in the embrace of moonlight. The fabric is kind of it's like almost like prismatic with like a glow that kind of as light hits it, it's reflecting colors of like every spectrum that's kind of like all around you. And she approaches you and she says, "Finally, I can approach you without fear. It seems to me that something that clung to you for so long now hangs by a small thread."
I haven't been here in a bit.
It has been some time, yes.
That small thread. Earlier today, I felt a sort of disconnect from my usual relationship to nature, which felt a little odd. I felt like I lost a little part of myself, but if it means departing from Florenia, then I guess that's a good thing.
It can be. I think given all that you've experienced, it's something that I think you're starting to realize about Florenia that you hadn't realized for some time. And that's how I'm able to be here. It's the fact that you've believed in me more so than people have in a long time. And because of that, I'm able to be a part of this realm again. And I think that's why Thanatura is angry. Because something that I haven't been able to tell you for a while, because I wanted to make sure you were safe. Thanatura is Florenia.
I kind of figured that might be part of the case. Were they once separate entities that merged, or were they always the same?
Thanatura was Florenia. Or Thanatura became Florenia. It's how she managed to creep her way back in to this realm, and
Under the guise of a different name, a new identity.
I mean, it's something that it's the same reason that I'm here the way I am now, is because we as gods can't force people to believe or worship us. They need to do it on their own volition, and she managed to manipulate it so that she was able to come back.
My family has been enabling this for so long.
I mean, it hasn't just been your family. There's been a lot of people that she was able to gain support and worship from. It's the same way that I was able to break out of my prison and return to this realm. It's how she did it as well.
Are you still fractured?
Not as much as I used to be. And I thank you for that. It's gonna help so many more people, so many more lost souls that look up to the stars for guidance and hope and found nothing before. You brought that back to us, to the realm, to all of that.
I feel like I haven't done that much, but
All it takes is to believe. But I'm afraid that there's still a larger feat left to accomplish. Thanatura won't let go of all that she's built. Not lightly.
I've been meaning to reach out to my family about the whole thing. Just don't know how. I know, those sending stones, they have a chance of not working, so I wasn't sure if that would be good or if I could get some services for that.
I mean, scrying has helped many of people, and there's a lot of services that kind of can aid sending, but I caution you from breaking her grasp even further without a way to course correct. Because if you don't know how to do that, the balance of life and death as we know it will plunge into utter chaos. Thanatura is the god of natural death, but she's taken the concept of the nature part into what she now has, the worship of Florenia, and garnered that power. It's why when she came to you before, she looked the way she did. She was using it as a way to
Garner trust.
and achieve something that she was forbidden from doing before. The god of natural death ages just like everybody else. And it's because of that she wanted immortality and vitality that a lot of other gods shared, of a stasis of the way they looked, the way they felt. She was, because of her domain, unable to have that.
Quite ironic how transient the life of the Natura was, given her domain.
She tried to upset that balance on her own, which is why the gods of death, or at least the other parts of it that garner around murder and just death as a whole, decided that she was unstable, unfit to transition people amidst their normal circle of life.
Mhm.
It's why Florenia marketed their whole belief system on against the undead, against things that were unnatural. But I have faith in you, just like you had in me.
The way to take down a god is to destroy everyone's belief in them.
It's a way to weaken them, at least.
It's a bit sad, but
Belief gives them strength.
well, I know she's at least not very popular on the material plane, so
I mean, the Fey Realm's a big place.
yeah. Quite a lot of work to do over there.
But I won't force you to spread my message or anything like that. I'm not like her or like any of that stuff. It's something that it's going to take a lot of time to rebuild what I once had. But I'm patient enough. I've been patient thus far.
Well, from what I've heard, you've been one of the most selfless people. You dispersed yourself amongst the stars to save the world.
And it's crazy how many people don't know that. And I'm not a prideful person. I don't need them to know that. But I also don't want my presence back in the realm to put anything at jeopardy with everything that's been given back to the people. And because you saw how your faith and connection with the stars gives you the power that you have.
Well, I just hope it's not too lonely up there. I know you do you talk to the archers sometimes up there?
I have a lot of company with the constellations.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm grateful you're telling me all of this. I
regret that it took this long.
Well, I'm patient. Maybe I get that from you.
I'd like to think so. She kind of like rests her hand like on your face. Get some rest.
You too.
And you kind of like fade back to this like the material realm as you kind of convene as it's becoming like sunrise. And the rest of you slowly begin to kind of awake, at least the ones that weren't too drunk, so you might be the ones that were drunk might be sleeping in a little bit. But
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
but you each slowly wake up as the hours kind of pass on to
Also, that was beautiful, Justin.
It was.
you all essentially kind of slowly wake up within your own time frames and make your way down to the inn's like lobby to kind of wait for the others to have a little bit of coffee. And as you all kind of eventually all reconvene to the all six of you, you can decide what you would like to do for your day.
What happened?
Well, we have some places to go.
I kind of want to. Guys, I actually have some news.
Do you?
Oh.
Oh.
I immediately forgot, like, as we woke up. Hey, guys, I have some news.
That was beautiful. I'm going to forget about it now.
Yeah.
That's so how the story
So-
goes.
Last night while I was meditating, Flossidus brought me to her starry domain, and we had quite a conversation.
Mm.
You have so many people involved with you. Who's
Yeah?
who's Philosophlifless?
Flossidus.
Flossy floss.
She
They help
my-
floss her teeth.
Yeah, in the
They
middle of the
don't.
night.
They don't. They don't.
Well,
That is not
We
canon.
should be respectful of
They don't.
gods.
they do have a lot of control sometimes.
Like a
You
dentist.
stay at her starry domain?
Yes, so she's actually the new goddess who she's not a new goddess. She's been around for a very, very long time. She actually I believe it was during the original like fall of Mar where she kind of she made a sacrifice to spread herself amongst the stars to, save the realm from like breaking between all the deities and all of that. So she's actually a really old goddess, but she's been kind of trying to ward off Florenia from, getting in my head.
Being Florenia.
It turns out Florenia is Thanatura.
That tracks.
Interesting.
Yeah, she basically
Plot twist.
created a new identity to kind of, skirt past being banished. A new identity for people to worship so she could gain more power. Yeah, apparently.
Sneaky, sneaky gal.
Yeah, so my family's kind of responsible for a lot of her power, unfortunately, because apparently gods get their powers when you believe in them.
Do your parents listen to you when you talk?
Or are you orphaned?
No, she's not completely orphaned. I asked because if we just go back to the Feywild, it's because it's easy just to get there, just pop on a,
Well,
bus and just get there. But if you told them what happened, would they just believe you and then they would shift
I-
their school of thinking, or
I
they
don't
just
know if my mom would be.
Oh, they're like you were when we
receptive.
first met you.
Well, she is a priestess of my family's temple. So, she kind of runs the whole thing.
Well, what proof would it require?
I don't know. We have a lot of doctrine about Florenia. We have a lot of writing about her. So,
I think
it's pretty ingrained.
Yeah, but what proof would we need to just provide? Because I can't just summon Nylea and have her talk to your mother. That's not how that works. She has bigger fish to fry on her plate every day.
I don't know. Maybe she'd be willing to listen to me. But I don't know.
I think me, Dawn, and
She was pretty-
Lucio could make her listen.
Well, if she's not
Threaten her.
if she's not as popular on this realm, then maybe there's literature to support
Perhaps.
the claims. I mean,
I think going to the library would really help with drawing the connections between Thanatura
It sure could, couldn't it?
and.
I agree.
Do you have a
Yeah.
list of things you need to do at the library? I feel like you have a list of things.
We all got lists.
Yes.
But as long as our arm is at this
Yes.
point.
Thanatura, Flossidus.
Which Florenia
Yes.
is the same as Thanatura.
So considering Flornia is not very popular out here on the material plane, there'd probably be more information about Thanatura. But since they're the same person, it would,
Same
correlate.
death.
Who has the book on gods? Is it you or me, Lukiel? Do I have it or do you have it?
I think Ira has it. You have your diary journal,
And I have the book
and you have the book, I think.
because it was bouncing back and forth for a bit.
Good fucking call.
I pull out the book.
Yeah, I didn't say on my inventory.
Is there any? Yeah, I had the book. Is there anything?
Which book are we talking about?
There was a book of gods
Oh, okay.
that I'd gotten like
Yeah.
long time ago.
I remember.
Was it the one that was like only in Celestial?
No, that's your book.
That's your book. Yeah.
Okay.
The book I have is
His little diary.
predates Lukiel
yeah.
being in the party.
Yeah.
Mm.
The book that Ira got was like something she got in like Portmount, I believe.
Just forever
Hey.
ago. But she pulls out the book and slams it on the table like Hermione doing some light reading. and flips to the back to the appendix.
Okay.
Looks for Flossidus, looks for Thanatora, looks for Florenia.
I don't think you found Florenia in there last time.
You didn't. Yeah,
I
you didn't
didn't.
look for
Okay.
it before. You don't find anything on Flossidus either.
Okay.
Weirdly
Anything
enough.
on
Thanatora is in there, but it's a very small like excerpt. It's like a page long. It just explains that and you flip to it. It just explains that she's the god of natural death, and that, or at least used to be, for at least for a large period of time. It cuts off pretty short, just indicating that she was a god of the pantheon at one point.
does it say anything about why she
It just not.
No? Okay. Well, this isn't very helpful. It's everything we already know, but
No.
figured I would check.
To the library?
I think that's our best bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Lukiel starts flying.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Lukiel hears, "Don't forget about the clue."
I know. That's why I'm going there. Duh. Don't you remember?
You duh.
No. Not me, duh. You duh.
You done one.
So you all subsequently head to the library in the Bloom Kingdom.
Mm. The library.
The baby.
Yay.
So this library isn't as large as a lot of the ones you guys have seen, or at least Ira has seen in the past. But it does seem to be. It has a little bit more of like an older feel to it. It smells a lot of like the smell of dust and paper. It kind of fills through the air, and there's kind of like this older, kind of ethereal looking woman. She has just like this kind of almost like an omnipotence to her. She has like this like magical flair. She seems kind of has like some like kind of like a glow in her eye as well, as she's kind of like flipping through different things as you guys walk in behind the librarian's desk. She turns kind of not like fully facing you guys, but like kind of turns her head slowly and says, "How can I help you?"
Who wants to go first?
We're looking for an array of information.
This is the library. There is an array of information here.
Ira just turned around. Just go somewhere else.
She sounds like she needs some booze.
Could you direct me to? Oh, we need to stop drinking so early in the morning, guys. We really do. We should start our minds with we should start our days with a clear mind.
I'm still hungover.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I have some herbs for that. I can treat
you
that. Okay. If you ever need any treatment for a hangover, I have an herbalism kit. I can solve that. Anyway, hello. So would you happen to have a section specifically related to gods of death?
Yes.
Where would that be?
Mm.
I like this lady.
It is in our celestial history section.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Down the corridor to your left, hang a right, and then another left, and you'll be there.
Thank you very much.
Mm.
The shelves are alphabetized. If you get lost.
Dewey Decimal.
Well, that too.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are there any books or texts just of any nature on Bogmarsh?
Yes.
Okay. Could you elaborate on? Could you please elaborate on where those might be?
They're in the geography section.
Okay.
Hang a left, then a
Mm.
right, and then two lefts, but then one more right. But again, it's all alphabetized if you get lost.
This is a really big library.
Sounds like-
You know how many hallways you got here.
Sounds like you and me, Lukiel. Let's do it.
I feel like their directions through stacks, not through hallways.
Mm.
Like stacks of books.
Right.
Like shelves, yeah.
I could also ask her.
Do you have anything on legends of people that look like me in the
Nocte Mountains.
Thank you. I almost said Note. Nocte Mountains.
That will also be in our geography section.
Yes.
I gave him the directions. You can follow him.
I was about to be like, if you can remember those, that would be crazy.
It's a right, a left, two more lefts, and then a right. That was close enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's back there somewhere.
It's all alphabetized.
You can find it.
You can
All
find
right,
it if you
Lukiel.
get lost.
Let's do this.
Okay, so Lukiel and Dawn kind of head off into it.
Yeah, I'm
and
already going.
Eliana goes
I'm
off.
on.
Ira and Verity, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Is Verity
Ira's gonna peruse the fiction section.
Mm.
Fair enough.
okay? You're gonna peruse the fiction section. Verity,
She's gonna look for a fantasy book of people who work in really tall buildings and work on technological screens all day.
There it is.
Her version of fantasy.
Oh yeah,
with
because
the
computers
reverse,
don't
yeah, okay.
exist.
Are you following Eliana? Or are you going off on your own?
I think Verity's going to go off on her own
Okay.
between, like, she has a very particular question that keeps replaying in her mind since the shrine.
Okay. What is it that you were looking for?
Any information on shadow patrons or deities? Because she knows jack shit.
I would think it would be in a similar section to that of Eliana's.
I'll follow the way Elliana went then.
And then as you're just about walking away, and essentially as the group is kind of dispersing, she says, "Make sure your pets and animals don't touch the books, please."
Okay.
Eliana, since you're my pet, don't touch any books, okay?
I'm your pet. I'm not
just
your
kidding.
pet. What?
All right, Justin, don't look at me like that.
All right.
Stella's technically not my pet either. She's just a companion.
Technically.
So, Eliana and Verity head off to the Celestial History. Dawn and Lukiel to the Geography.
I'm already there. I found the book.
Oh, did you?
Sure did. Right at the very
Oh, I'm
last
gonna
First
syllable
one I
that
picked
woman
up.
said, I was already fucking booking it down there, man.
Did
Ira
you
is
have
just-
to roll for it?
Ira is just hanging with, or Jax is just hanging out with Ira at this point. It's just kind of like walking around. Is no necessarily like he doesn't really have any questions. Actually, you know what? No, he goes off and looks for the section about animals.
Ira goes with him.
Ooh.
He's gonna look up something about coal.
I'm going to before everyone departs, I'm going to touch everyone on the shoulder. A little sparkle of bling stardust on each. Bling, bling. Let's see how many.
Sorry,
people
I already
can I cast
left.
this on. Okay, bye.
Look, I'll take his for him.
Let's see.
I'll take 2.
So I can cast it on 3 people. I'm going to cast it on myself. I'm going to cast it on Verity. And on Dawn, I guess, because you don't have a specific subject. Yeah, okay. I will cast Enhance Ability on all 3 of us. Because I'm
cool.
casting it at 4th level. And that means you have advantage on ability checks using... Where's investigation? On intelligence checks. On any intelligence checks for the next hour.
Dawn needs that.
Okay.
You said advantage?
Yes. Because, usually when, like, you're reading through books and shit, it's, like, investigation checks. So I was like, okay, I'll do intelligence then.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay. So, starting off with Lukiel and Dawn.
Heyo.
You both will make separate investigation checks, considering you are both looking for separate things.
And you get advantage. You get advantage.
advantage.
Roll that up twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank God. Even though it's investigation and not.
Investigation is an intelligence-based skill. It'll
wanna
say,
use-
like, int next to
Let me use
it.
my first roll here.
You don't get advantage
get
because you said you
advantage.
left.
Oh, well, then my first roll was good anyways. Fuck it. I got a fucking 18.
Ooh.
Okay.
So grumpy. Jeez.
Plus, you said investigation plus a 2 is a dirty 20.
All right, dirty 20.
God
And
go.
Dawn.
bless.
Dawn almost had a natural 1. But
Oopsies.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with my hands, but that's what
Damn.
I've determined it is still. And I got a 13.
13. Okay. So, Lukiel, you find a book on the continent of Bogmarsh.
Bogmarsh.
It talks about the kind of geography, the climate, the different places that exist within the continent of Bogmarsh, or at least when this book was written. It does not have any mention of the Noctave Mountains. It just mentions a mountain range at the northern part of the thing,
Okay.
of the continent. The book itself kind of just you do see like a picture of like what the continent looks like and kind of how it's shaped. You see that there are kind of like it's 5 different cities in the continent of Bogmarsh. A lot of them seem to be, there's like a lot of them are coastal. And there's like kind of a couple of them that are central. These are, one of them is called Luare, Luare.
Okay.
Another is Rivermire, Swamp Tree.
Ooh.
There's the village of Merkinshire
Mm.
and Bogwash City.
Sounds very English in nature.
There's talks of development that kind of happens amidst the continent itself, and that there was the potential of an aeronautics established, like kind of like airfield kind of being built, or in the future was like a future of it
Oh,
being
wow.
built, or it was coming. The book you found, Dawn, is essentially it's a book on like different mountain ranges across the realm.
Okay.
There is, it kind of talks about like the mountains in Cliffhedge, Corson, the different like just texture, climates, all those kinds of things of those different places. There's a mention of like a historic mountain range of the Glade Mountains.
Glade.
There is a mention of then there's kind of like a myth section. Essentially, it's talking about how there is a northern mountain range that's kind of unexplorable in the continent of Bogmarsh.
Oh.
But that like people haven't been able to chart it or kind of classify anything about it.
It doesn't say the name or anything.
No, it doesn't have a name affiliated with it, or at least not when this book was publicated. But it does explain that there is a lot of steep mountains and that traversing it is quite challenging.
Gotta be a goat, man.
Goat.
Gotta have those hooves.
Clickety clack.
Yeah.
Elliana and Verity. Make
Sorry.
Why?
make investigation.
Sorry, I gotta like.
Hi. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Okay. 18.
18.
I got 12.
You got a 12. Okay.
I have a +0 to my investigation.
Damn. You find what seems to be an older version of the gods and goddesses, like the book, like the gods and gods of the realm that Ira had previously brought out. This one mentions Thanatura in a little bit of a bigger detail. As you flip through it, you kind of see that there's a larger section kind of in this thing. It talks about a lot of the information that Flossidus had told you kind of about Thanatura. Not that she's Florenia, but there's a lot of what she said Thanatura was. But it also mentions that Thanatura was cast out as a god and stripped of her power due to an incident involving her stripping souls of their vitality to keep her youthful beauty.
This is some fucking tangled stepmom shit.
And she was using it as to maintain her like immortality and vitality, being that, and it was against the gods of death because being that the stipulation of her being the god of natural death, she faced a version of aging much like that of the people of the realm. Verity, you are kind of looking through this section. You don't really seem to see anything that's like indicating anything specifically for you. But you, as you're sifting through the different books and looking at the different things, you begin to hear the voices in your head again as you see the light casting through the windows of the library, kind of like the beams of like those rays of light that kind of shine through dust. It's illuminating a small black book on one of the shelves. Unintentionally, it's probably just the way the sun was laying, but your eye kind of caught the glimpse of this small book. There's no like title on the spine of it, but you're drawn to it. And as you see this book, the name of the book is called Shadows of Aarencia.
I touch the book and I attempt to read it.
Okay. It's a small like storybook. Essentially to surmise the story is long ago, a cult obsessed with the mysteries of the void summoned a deity known as Erebus into the material plane.
Whoa, we have a name.
How do we spell that?
Erebus.
Thank you.
These misguided zealots saw Erebus as the embodiment of true freedom, thinking darkness would purify the world of its limitations. In truth, Erebus sought only to consume them, using their ritual as a conduit to seep through the cracks of its prison. For years, Erebus wandered the material plane as a shifting shadow, an unseen predator feeding on souls tainted by despair. Wherever it passed, life withered. Hope dimmed, and nightmares became reality. Eventually, a coalition of powerful wizards, clerics, and warriors rose to combat Erebus, binding it once more in a shadowy realm between planes. However, the binding was incomplete. Fragments of Erebus lingered, and its fanatical followers continued on in secret, drawing power from the slivers of Erebus's darkness that seep through the planar boundary. In their dreams, they commune with Erebus, awaiting the day when they can summon it back into the material world and unleash the primordial void upon all of existence.
Well, shit.
And you also see that's like kind of how the book starts, is with that story. And it goes into talking about how Erebus, long before the gods wove the fabric of the cosmos, Erebus lurked in the void between realms, an entity of pure shadow forged from the echoes of the world's creation. Born from chaos itself, Erebus was neither alive nor dead, but rather an amalgam of darkness, absorbing the stray remnants of creation's light to grow stronger. As the plane stabilized, Erebus found itself trapped in the dark folds between realms, a liminal space where light could never fully penetrate. Over the millennia, Erebus transformed. The void between planes offered it power, granting Erebus the ability to spread fragments of itself, appearing as tendrils of shadow and consuming the essence of any creature that wandered too close to its domain. Though unable to escape its prison fully, Erebus learned to reach into the material world through the fears of mortals, gaining power by feeding off of those who dared to summon or even acknowledge it. Many scholars believed Erebus to be an ancient deity, but few realized it is more fiend than god. A being bound not by worship, but by hunger.
Lovely. Just one.
Damn it, I thought I was fucked up.
What gave it away? The shadows, the whispers, the orphaning children.
And as you're reading this, the voices are getting like louder and louder, and you hear this like hiss of kill, 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 like kind of echoing through your mind.
Am I at a wizarding school?
In Jax, you find a book on squats and their habitats, and it kind of goes over the different things about squats and kind of their behaviors, their diets, just their kind of their defense mechanisms, even the social structures of kind of how they live.
Mm-hmm. Anything enlightening in there?
The squats are found in dense temperate forests and woodlands where they favor areas with high canopy cover and abundant tree hollows for nesting. They thrive in environments where they can both climb and glide freely, such as rocky cliffs, deep valleys, or old-growth forests with tall trees. Squats are more active during crepuscular hours, dawn and dusk, and exhibit some nocturnal behavior. They prefer to avoid direct sunlight as it makes them more visible to predators.
Any food? The
squat's diet is omnivorous, drawing upon the varied dietary preferences of both squirrels and bats. It forages for nuts, seeds, fruits, and berries, which make up the bulk of its diet. The creature is also opportunistic and will consume small insects, worms, and even eggs when other food sources are scarce. This adaptability allows squats to survive in diverse environments as they can adjust their diet based on the availability of resources. Squats have strong jaw muscles capable of cracking open nuts, while their sharp claws help them dig up roots and grubs. They are also known to store food for the winter, hiding caches of nuts and seeds in tree hollows or buried in the forest floor.
Cute. Cutie patootie.
Subsequently, you guys all find the things that you were looking for. The book that you found, Lukiel, you essentially, it encompasses a lot of different things. It even talks about, kind of like ruined temples and things that kind of exist that like where people will worship different gods at, pay homage to, and kind of talks about some of these existing within a lot of the like swamps and shire areas of this continent. So it gives you a bit of a sense of direction as to where some of these places may be to essentially further explore.
Good, because I'm looking for a place with tall trees and marshy land.
From what you see in the, like, in what it talks about in the book, as well as like kind of what's like on the map, there is literally a place called Swamp Tree in this continent.
Yeah.
So
Ding, ding, ding.
it gives you a bit of a unintentional direction.
There it is. Whoop. There it is.
With that being said, you guys all have found everything that you kind of needed, at least somewhat, at the library.
Oh, yeah.
Not any more than I already knew.
We got to take these
Looks
letters
like
to
you're
the
gonna have
dang...
to go there and
Dude.
find out for yourself.
Wow!
We got to take these letters to the dang emperor.
I feel like I need to learn how to grow hooves to climb the mountains.
Oh, yeah. Be a mountain goat.
You're the one who headcanon that Dawn has regular feet and not hooves. So sounds like a bad call on your part.
Yeah.
So finishing up at the library, are you headed off to the Emperor, to the palace?
Yes.
Verity
Okay.
is kind
Also,
of
yes.
Verity is just kind of disassociating a little bit.
Okay.
Do I notice that?
Do any of us notice
There's
this?
a natural 20. Notice that.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's true. He could just kind of roll for it.
Yeah.
couldn't
Roll for that perception or insight,
That's
depends on what you choose.
27 total.
I also got a nat 20.
Jeez.
I got a nat 1. We can balance it out.
Okay. So
Dawn doesn't care. She's not rolling for
Okay,
it.
wow.
Good character choice.
Yeah.
If
so,
anything, they just think she's still hungover.
yeah. So you I mean, the two nat 20s are definitely
Yeah,
picking up on it.
how do we both get nat 20s? That's kind of crazy. That's dope.
Did you find what you're looking for?
Maybe a little too much.
Oh, yeah? What'd you
oh
find?
boy.
What?
Why are you laughing
Why?
at that?
She dropped the mic stand and then she's like, all right, fine, I'll just hold it.
Drop the mic.
Struggling over here with my mic stand and stuff.
I asked Verity a question.
Yeah.
What was the question again? I'm so sorry.
Well, you responded to it.
Did you find what you were looking for?
did I find what-
And then I asked, what did you find?
Mm.
Like, it's all like, I'm still processing it all. But I think I might have made a huge error on my part.
We've all done
Okay.
that before.
No, that's me.
What did you do?
There's been an error in my judgment.
There has been a big error in my judgment.
Yeah, what's up? Why'd you come to the deity section with me?
So I'm siphoning through all the Gen Z responses I need to get through before getting to Verity's actual response.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, today.
Mm.
Let her cook.
Get through all the
She's tripping.
get all through all the Shadow Daddy like comments and all.
Damn.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
Okay.
I might
Anyways.
have. So like,
Is it a boom or a doom?
Boom.
So for some like tea, I guess. Cause like, thought I heard something for a second.
Focus on me, please.
I might have made a deal with a fiend.
Oh, I don't really know how those work.
One more time.
We knew you were a warlock. You didn't make a deal with a god.
But like,
Which one? Can you say it without being forced to bite your own tongue off? Can you say it with your
Oh,
tongue
that's
sticking
what-
out of your mouth?
That's what happened last time.
Can you spell it?
I didn't catch that.
I can hold on.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Wait.
Just head with their tongue sticking around.
I have detect thoughts.
Oh!
That's a good call.
I have
That's a
detect
yes.
thoughts.
Do it.
15.
Let
15?
me do it.
You can cast it, man.
I'm
Go ahead
about
and
to.
cast it.
Okay.
about to.
So
I've been waiting for someone to detect thoughts on me so much. I'm
I
about
don't
to
have it.
spit some
yeah.
shit out.
So Lucio, you cast detect thoughts. Is there a roll that Verity needs to make?
Or
Unless you plan to go like super deep.
wisdom 17.
Because he can detect your
Yeah.
surface thoughts. He just, like, if he wants to go probe deeper.
That is a 5.
Then you
So
have to-
absolutely,
Yeah.
you hear her thoughts.
So okay, so you hear the thoughts, and I would is the roll for if he goes deeper?
I believe it's if you probe deeper into the. it could have changed for the 2024 version,
Read
though. I don't
thoughts. Target one creature you can see within 30 feet of yourself, or one creature within 30 feet of yourself that you detected with the sense thoughts option, whatever. Learn what is most on the target's mind right now. If the target doesn't know any languages and isn't telepathic, you learn nothing.
Okay.
know. Oh, they
Well,
changed the wording on that shit,
Shit
real much.
fucking is
Does it say anything about probing deeper?
convoluted as hell. As a magic action on my next turn,
So essentially, you
It's
can just do
6
it.
seconds. Yeah,
you
you're
try
fine.
to probe deeper. You
Yeah.
probe deeper. The
Probe
target makes a wisdom
deeper.
saving throw. On a
Yeah.
failed save, you discern the target's reasoning, emotions, and something that looms large in its mind.
So you probe deeper because
Sure do.
she rolled for it.
Oh yeah.
As you enter the thoughts, you begin to hear
Ooh.
and it pushes you back out of the mind.
Wait, do I know that you detect thoughts on me?
That shook me to my core.
I believe so. Yeah, either way, the target knows that you're probing into its mind.
yeah,
and
I
until you
mean,
shift your attention away
Verity
from the target's
notices
mind, the
it,
target
but it's
I don't
not.
care if she knows, because she's not gonna say it, because she's gonna bite her tongue off.
What?
Oh, that's right. What did I get for that roll?
So you rolled a 15.
Yeah. What's the pain scale?
Where's everybody in this moment? Are we standing outside the
here.
library? Like,
I would think so.
Yeah.
Where is Verity in this moment?
yeah,
where are you? Where are you?
standing?
Where
Yeah.
are you?
Where are you?
Where are you? Want to know? Because where you are is where we are.
I mean, I would assume I follow.
I think
Are we all standing outside
we
the
are
library?
Probably
outside
like
the
frozen,
library.
stood somewhere. Like
Yeah, for whatever reason, I feel like y'all are like all just facing me. I'm
Yeah.
just standing there, like
For
what's
sure.
happening?
And then, so you would say that your back is to the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. Take 30 points of bludgeoning damage as you slam your head into the wall.
Ow!
God damn. Well, fucking pull out cure wounds again.
No, you don't have to.
That's what you do?
Her head just like cracks
Okay.
backwards.
Add that 30 back.
Yikes. Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna stop talking about this now.
Verity just looks at Luke. He goes, "Please tell me you something."
Eliana getting like.
I would think the moment that
PTSD.
Did you
Lucio is
add that back?
pushed out of her brain is when she like goes like her
Right.
head. It like almost like pushes him out, and she kind of like her head recoils as that happens.
Did you add that back?
This is too familiar. We should definitely stop talking about this now.
Does minor illusion allow me to like craft like a light? Or is that prestidigitation?
That's
What are you trying to do?
fine.
See if she has a concussion.
I think that's a
Fair.
fair use of
I
that
think
spell.
I'll allow it. Yeah, so you kind of
Okay.
like do the like eye thing across her eyes.
Mm.
Yeah, like do her pupils react appropriately?
Yeah, they do. They
Okay.
do.
Oh,
She's not concussed.
Well, if
Maybe I
you didn't
should have
have
done a
a
medicine check, but
headache from the hangover, you sure do now.
And like all of that happening, Verity just full blown cussing in her head, like, what the fuck am I? What am I allowed to say? And what am I not allowed to say? I'm about to throw hands with this imaginary thing, you
can you
bitch.
write it down?
Could say what I allow.
No. This is Ira asking Verity. Can you write it down?
Maybe.
Have you tried?
You could try.
And that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
Oh, thank God. I can't do any more voices.
Thank you so much for listening out there and tuning in with us. We will pick back up in session 64. We hope to see you again, and thank you very much to Pocket Bard, as always, for adding that wonderful ambience, as well as
The whisper.
me
The
unintentionally
voices.
spiking the mic. Have a great time, and we'll see you in the next broadcast.
Bye.
Bye.